It's Friday, and you know what that means? Well, most of the time, absolutely nothing unless we're talking about the IIS. But tonight, it's time for special action in the Indy Open Series because it's Indy Week. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto. Welcome to Race for special Friday coverage, sponsored by Team Watson Racing. Setups of round 10 of the Indy Open Series Championship coming to you today from the racing capital of the world. It's a home game for me. It's Indianapolis, Indiana. Joining me for expert analysis in the booth, he just made his first visit here to Indianapolis here not too long ago. We're going to talk a lot about that today. It's Antonio Estrada. He's my teammate and regular participant in the IndyCar Series and coming to us live from Mexico City. So, well, Antonio, we are back home again in Indiana. You made your first visit to IMS this May. What was it like when you stepped into this place for the very first time?
Hey, Gary. Hey, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, man, IMS. Well, when I was first walking towards the place, I was amazed at the size of the thing. I mean, you can see it from way far, and then you start walking, and you're like, okay, well, I made it. But no, you haven't. You still have around 20 minutes to walk to get to your gate. It's an amazing place. It's a great facility, and it's the home of IndyCar. It always lends itself to great racing. It's the greatest spectacle on earth, as they call it, and it sure is. So I'm expecting to see a lot of, great racing tonight. We have a really stacked field.
Oh my goodness!
4,400 of iRacing on the strength of field tonight. So this is it. This is the best of the best are here. We're gonna see a great race.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We see I5G out there. We see IAR out there. We see Power Slide out there. I'm sure I'm missing. We got the new Team Distinct out there. You name it. The teams have come to load to bear because tomorrow, for a lot of these teams, they will be on the track again for the Open Wheel 500 for a good number of these drivers. However, I've been hearing all week from drivers who have been in the open, any of the open races here at Indianapolis this week. The weather conditions between what's going to be presented for Open Wheel 500 and here, two completely different things. So we're not quite sure how much practice they're going to see in order to get ready for tomorrow, other than just getting reps in the car and hitting these four turns.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can take it as practice. But if the conditions are vastly different, then not a lot of it's going to translate. However,
right.
The very basics will, no matter what. And the setups that these teams have been building, they might need to tweak them a little bit here and there for the open wheels race. But this is sure going to help a lot as a practice, especially because most of these drivers are going to be in that field anyway. So at least you get to race against the same folks on their even playing field.
Here are all of the IndyCar track records you need to know from Indianapolis. The single lap unofficial track record set in 1996 on Fast Friday by R. Leyendyk at 239.260 miles per hour. That is the unofficial single lap record. The single lap official record, 237.498, set by R. Leyendyk on day 2 of quals in 96. There's a significance. That's why I'm giving you to what days he's doing these, because there was a new record set this year, and we'll get into that just real quick, that I haven't read off before. But the 4-lap average official record is R. Leyendyk, 236.986 miles per hour, and that was also set on day 2 of quals in 96. The fastest pole average is 234.046 miles per hour, and that was set by Scott Dixon during Fast 9 qualifying in 2022, bettering the late Scott Brayton's speed set on pole day of 96. So if you go back and look in how pole day unfolded in 96, Scotty pulled his car out, requalified it on the pole, and then later in the post-race or post-qualifying inspections, they found that R. Leyendyk's car did not pass inspection, and so his time was disqualified, so he had to come out in day 2. So that's why we have a difference in speeds between day 2 and pole day. He was a second day qualifier, but he had the fastest overall car in the race, and that's not the first time that's actually happened. Race official lap in the race, 236.103 by Eddie Cheever in 96 as well. The official race average, 190.690, set by Hello Castroneves when he got his 4th win in 2021. Of course, the career wins leader here at Indianapolis Indianapolis are AJ Foyt, Alan Sir Sr., Rick Mears, and Elio Castro Neves, each with the infamous 4 number. Furquini, Rose, Meyer, Ford, Shaw, Bobby Unser each have 3, and leading your active drivers that are currently still turning laps in the IndyCar Series with wins here is, of course, Castro Neves with 4. And don't forget, Takuma Sato and Juan Montoya each have 2, and they still show up for, I think, Indy Open at least this year. Your defending Indy 500 champion, of course, is Marcus Ericsson. Team Penske figuratively and literally owns the Speedway. The team has amassed 18 wins between 13 drivers. Team Penske's entertainment group are the owners and operators now of the Speedway since 2020. And with that said, it's time to stand by for the greatest spectacle in racing. And now it's time to look at today's starting lineup from Indianapolis.
All right. Well, getting the pole position with a blazingly fast time is Chris Wilhite with a 38.96. He's joined in the front row with by Jason Brophy with a 38.97, very close. Then we have Jesper Orman also with a 38.97, just some sort of, we should be in the hundreds of thousands to find out what the difference was there. Then we have Christopher Demerit with a 39 flat in row 2. Then row 3 we find Brendan Traino and Brendan Lichtenberg. Row 4, Jacob Oster and AJ Musselman. Row 5, it's Henry Bennett and Kevin Burrell. Row 6, we can see Seb Alexander and Rashad Craig. In row 7, it's Hamilton Akabuese and Andrew Marquez. Row 8, it's Clint Morin and Rob Ungelnix. Row 9 sees Frankie Franchicha and Peter Kubowski. In row 10, we find DL Lemon and Alexis Newsom. And then, without setting a time, we have in row 11 Robert Molesca and Phillip Cross. And then in row 12, it's Joshua Chin and Carlos Fernandez. Something interesting, I was just looking at the chat. It seems like DL Lemon, who's going to be starting 19, he did a 39.5. He's using the default iRacing setup. So that tells you a little bit of how much of a difference it makes to have building a setup that is good to your liking, and how these teams are, throwing the sink at it to make sure they find that 10th. So, it's around 5/10ths quicker to use a custom setup than iRacing standard.
Of course, there are the setup shops out there, and my understanding, some of those setup shops at least get you in the neighborhood, and some of those out there might be a little bit faster. But yeah, the default setup is really meant for it's just about everybody to drive.
Yeah, and it's that's for qualifying, but you would have a stable setup no matter what. These guys are probably on edge of spinning out, and probably also using the tools, the in-car tools of Weight Tracker, the rear and front bars to make sure that they take each corner differently and make the best time possible. And it doesn't matter how much you abuse your tires, and the default iRacing setup is again much more balanced. And pace car is now in turn 3. They're getting ready to go.
Yeah, actually out of 3 into the short shoot into 4. Getting ready to turn the field over to Chris Wilhite momentarily to bring the field down to green. No Geico restart zone here. This is IndyCar racing, folks. We are green here at Indianapolis. Oh, look at those IAR cars all get together.
Yeah, and immediately everyone is trying to go down to the inside. We're not sure how well that top side is going to run. In the past, it's going to be, it has been beneficial to run that upside lane, but we don't know since we're on the new scan.
Here comes Demerit.
Trying to make a move there. Yep.
Demerit went 2 for 1 going into 3.
Whoa. What a move there.
And Demerit up 3 spots at the start to take the lead. I5G gets the one up over the IAR guys on lap 1. Here comes Brandon Traino.
Yeah, and Brophy is just right on his 6.
Let's go take a look at this battle right here. This is really going to shape up something. Part of that private label team that we watch every week in Lionheart.
Oh, he had to lift just a tiny bit Brophy seems to be a bit quicker than Traino right now. He's going to get a little bit of a better exit.
Yep, he did. So, folks, if you are curious about the points, we are not going to talk about the points tonight. We are throwing the points out the window. Why? Because it's Indianapolis. Points don't matter at Indianapolis. Just wins, baby.
They sure do. The wins, I mean, not the points. Who cares about the points?
Right, wins matter, baby. And we're still watching Jason Brophy. Now, we don't be... I mean, a lot of racing has kind of settled down here early. And, wow, look how close these open setups allow them to follow each other into these corners.
Yeah,
and one of the things that we don't have... Yeah, one of the things we don't have in the fixed setups is that a lot of these guys work on the shocks and the not just the transmission. Sorry, I was getting ready to say transmission. They will work on the transmission. Here comes Will Height.
Yep. And he takes the lead.
Yeah, they will work on the suspension and shocks here, and that is a big part of the battle. One of the reasons why Team Penske became such the powerhouse back in the day is that they developed their own shock program. Here comes Demerit again.
Coming back.
Brophy underneath. Traino underneath Jesper. Jesper keeps the foot in on the high side. Something that he's learned from a week-long worth of racing here.
But yeah, what you were saying, I'm still pretty impressed as Will Height is going for the lead again. So they're going to be going back and forth, I think. Although now Jesper Arman is thinking about it. But he backs out a tiny bit. But yeah, I'm impressed that these five guys are so close together. I mean, they are separated by maybe a tenth, 2 tenths maybe. But typically you would see a separation of around 4 to 7 tenths as Demerit is coming back and getting the lead again. And it would be very, very tough to pass. Once you got outside of that range of draft range, then you would basically be stuck. These guys are able to move, and I was just seeing Jason Brophy. He lifted. He decided not to pass Brandon Traino. So it's a conscious decision as Will Height goes again by Christopher Demerit.
Yeah, but I think it might set up a shot for Jesper. We'll see if Jesper gets to move here. Riding on board just above Christopher Demerit's head. He has a good run down the backstretch. I'm looking like the I5G guys might be a little bit lighter on the drag than the IAR guys right now. IAR guys seem to be really good in the corners. I5G guys seem to be blazingly quick down the straight.
Yeah, that certainly could be it. And they're also together right now. Brendan Lichtenberg, Jacob Oster, and well, Demerit up front. But I think that they're also happy currently where they are. I mean, it's still way too early in the race. It's lap 7 out of 85. Still 2 pit stops to go.
Yeah, we got 2 pit stops. Yep.
So yeah, no real sense in trying to push that hard right now. But Demerit is going for the lead again. Although, also, that makes you quicker. I mean, because the guy in front, he's getting the entire wall of air in front of him. And he's going to be slower no matter what. So the guys in the draft, they're going to be quicker. And if you're able to work together a little bit of in tandem, getting past each other lap after lap, that works. And that can get you a little bit of breathing room from behind.
I see on board Chris Wilhite right here. He is really working that wheel. It looks skatey for them, actually, a little. I thought maybe they had a lot more downforce in the corners, but it looks like he was kind of looks skatey from my point of view. Let's go about a little bit further back of the field. Let's put eyes on P11. Alexis Newsom right there. She is up 9 spots.
And she's using that top line that we were unsure if it was going to work. It is definitely working for her. She just went by Rashad Craig easily by using that top side. Let's see if she does it again entering turn 1 here. She's not that close to Burrell.
She is using that.
Yeah. Maybe not the top lane, but the middle lane certainly.
There it is again, right there.
There she goes to the top. She's going to get by Burrell. So that's a question that has now been answered. The top side really does work.
Yeah, top side a little OP here. It's good for defending, obviously very good for attacking as she was able to. Now, it's dangerous. Now, in this field of when you have 4,400 K here in terms of a strength of field, I think there's a little bit more driver awareness going on, but in some of the lower classes and the lower strength of field races, if I were to stick my nose up there, a lot of people aren't thinking that you're going to come passing them on the outside at Indianapolis, and they'll just come right up and shut the door on you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's something that you do if you trust the drivers that are, around you. As Alexis is gonna go by AJ Musselman now. Let's see how her car works on the inside this time. She easily clears them.
Yep, easy peasy.
She's moving.
Up into up in the top 10 now. Another eyes to take a look here. Moving up, Phillip Kraus there. And that private label machine that we see in Lionheart quite a bit. He is up 8 spots to 14th. Remember, he no-timed, and he's doing the not quite the last to first, but the no qual to first challenge right now, as he is trying to run down Hamilton Aquilbasi, who blocks him on the high side.
Yeah, both Phil Cross and Joshua Chin also up 7 spots from his starting spot.
Josh Chin right there. He's putting the move on Clint Martin.
Yep. And Alexis Newsom now trying to go by Henry Bennett there for P8.
Let's bring up the ticker on this.
Is starting to use that top side. He realized that, hey, it's working for her. I'm going to use it as well.
Let's bring up the ticker. Actually, kind of took some time bringing the ticker back up, but everyone was right together, and we were showing you the key battles. So now you got an idea of the intervals. I mean, everyone is right on one on top of one another, and you can pretty much throw a blanket over the top 22 for the most part.
Yeah, you sure can. I'm really impressed at how close they are, and that we're not seeing that separation of around 4 tenths that would plague this. This track, but been great racing so far. And Alexis is now giving a little bit of breathing room, trying to get around to move close to Henry Bennett there for P6. She really had to check up last time by. She was way faster. Let's see what she does this time by. Goes to the inside.
Wow, that once she got into that vacant volume of air underneath his car with the draft pulling her right up, she was just there on the backside of Bennett in no time.
Yeah.
And she's going to start experiencing her teammates here soon. We're going to see what we got going on for team orders inside the I5G crew. I think we're all friends until the last lap. It's probably what the general rule is. All friends until the last lap.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes, especially here. Yeah, we can be friends, we can work together, but I don't care about anybody else in the last lap.
Nope, not at all. Well, your top 5, Wilhite, Demerit, Orman, Trano, and Brophy. Your top 10, Lichtenberg, Oster, Bennett, Newsom, and Musselman. Of course, we'll take a look at AJ. Can't have an AJ actually, you can't have an IndyCar race at Indianapolis without an AJ. And there you go.
And at this point, I was looking at the different drivers in the top 5. They're all kind of happy where they are.
Yep.
I found out that they're lifting, and I mean, with the exception of Wheelhide and Demerit, who are trading the lead, the other folks are kind of content of riding there, not making any crazy moves. At this point, they know that they're very, very close to
Robert Maleska taking a look at the inside, the team power slide on private label. Inside of 3. No, can't pull it off. Chin holds the position.
And almost 3 wide behind the top guys, Phillip Cross, Hamilton Akabuese, and AJ Musselman.
Yep, we're back on that battle right here.
Phillip Cross is moving up, also working that high side that we saw really works.
Now, I just noticed, I was watching the battle between Bennett and Newsom. Bennett is actually moved to the high side and is kind of putting the block on Newsom at the moment. Let's watch this battle. He's down low this time. He was on the high side, I noticed, going through turn 3. There he is.
You're totally right. Yep. I mean,
turn 4, he's up high.
He saw that she was getting great runs and decided, hey, I'm going to move a half lane up. And that's going to be enough to throw Derriere her way, and she's not going to attempt it, and that's true.
and thinks about it. He's got a full lane above Jacob Oster in front of him, so he's getting clean air to those front wings. That's pretty critical. And right now, Alexis is kind of going into a wall of dirty air, actually given to her by her teammate, no less.
Yep. In the meantime, there's Acabuesa trying to make a move on Phillip Cross. Phillip Cross trying to make a move on AJ Musselman. It's going to work. He's on the outside. And now Acabuesa is going to try and go to the inside of Musselman. Let's see if he can finish the pass here.
Oh, we got another battle brewing between Robert Malechka and Chin. Malechka got the run of the inside, had the side-by-side with Chin, and then had to roll out of it. I don't think Malechka's car is behaving the way that he wants it to. It's still early. We're about 2/3 through the way through this first stint. Reminder, it's about 30 laps a stint for these Indy cars. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on where you are in the field and what your fuel engine mapping is set at. But we should start seeing pit stops kind of in the next 10 laps at the very earliest. That's if you're getting bad mileage. Probably the next 11 to 12 if you're getting pretty decent. And if any more than that, you're sitting pretty. But right now, Wilhite, Demerit, Orm, and Trano, your top 4. Brophy's right there bringing up the back door to the top 5. We continue to watch Wilhite and Demerit swap this lead. Nothing really much is going on up front here. They just continue to hold station and do that maneuver every single lap. For every you watching right now, numbers have improved, and we're now only 39% of you watching right now are not members of the channel, not subscribers. So you can help us change that today and help us on our drive to 1,000 subscribers. If you enjoy Race First coverage of the Saturday 1 p.m. Eastern, which is actually now the Friday 7 p.m. race of the Indy Open Championship. If you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. Make that red button turn gray. That's the best way to help us out. That's the best way you can all do us a solid here on the network. We just have 9. That's it, 9 subscriptions to go to get to the magical 1,000 mark. So you can help us by hitting that subscribe button right now. We can't get there without you. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future Race First iRacing broadcasts. And we have a lot of them. Continuing to watch the battle at the front between Demerit and Wilhite. And we are now starting 21 of 85 in the books. I thought we were getting ready to go 21 of 85. The overlay just wasn't updating as fast as I thought it would. But we are now a good fourth of the way through this thing.
We sure are. And Hamilton Acabuesa was finally able to clear AJ Musselman there for P11. And yeah, you're right. We're around 9 laps maybe to see this driver starting to go to the pits. I would imagine that the American Wilhite, since they've been up front for most of the time, they might be some of the first ones to pit. And I can also imagine that some of these guys in the top 5, that they're content riding there, they have been lifting, so that's saving a little fuel, and maybe they can even switch to a different engine mapping to save a tiny bit more fuel. I would imagine that a couple of them are riding at fuel map 5 for a couple of straights, maybe this short shoot or something like that, to save a little fuel and be on the pit stall for a tiny bit less time. As we know, the separation right now is just a couple of tenths, so any tenth that you can gain on pit road, that's going to be huge for track position.
Lichtenberg gets around Henry Bennett, moving him up to 6th. So we have IAR, Team I5G, IAR, Brandon Trano there, Jason Brophy in the private label, Henry Bennett, Jacob Oster, Newsom still in that 9th spot there. Philip Kraus now working his way up to 10th in that private label car. He's going to be a player before this day's over. You have my word on it. Open setups are starting to separate this field a little bit. Starting to see a battle now between Josh Chin and Rashad Craig. I think Rashad had a run. He could have taken on that one, but Rashad decided to just stay tucked in there. Oh, but here's the open door. Look at on the short shoot. Not the place to pass here at Indianapolis.
No.
Not the place to pass.
But at the same time, you see an opportunity, you have to try and take it. Because I think that they are very evenly matched on speed. So here goes Alexa now on the outside, trying to get a better run on Rashad Craig. Let's see if that works for him. He did get a run here. Let's see if he can complete it.
Team power slide on the outside of IAR, across the yard of bricks, going into turn 1. Still, look at that high line.
The high line works.
The high line is criminally powerful right now.
Yeah, and since it's getting the entirety of the draft, like there's nobody running on the inside right now, so Rashad is gonna get a ton of speed exiting the corner. So once they're side by side and Robert Maleski goes to the inside like he did last lap, he's on his own. He's on an island of his own. He's getting all the air in front of his car, slowing him down, and he's not going to be able to complete the pass. So realistically, the outside is the way to go. As now there's a little bit of sun shining on track.
That should change the atmospheric conditions where these cars handle. Let's go right up front here, and let's watch from a front row point of view from my man Jesper Orman here, and I'll give you a bit of a tour of the track. Is it 4 turns? Yes, it's 4 turns, but geographically speaking, it's huge. Coming off of corner number 4, just parallel to the Coke lot. Now we're going down Georgetown Avenue, going south, heading towards 16th Street, right here behind turn 1. That's where the ticket office is. We're in the south turns now, and turn 1, south short chute right here, going over the tunnel that allows you to come into the racetrack. Into turn 2, right there next to the the Riley Children's Hospital Suites, down the back stretch, separating the Speedway Brickyard Crossing Golf Course, which is a home course for the Speedway High School golf team. Turn 3, we're now at the north end of the track. Going over another tunnel right here, separated by the North 40. That's another parking lot back here. Right back to the Coke lot in turn 4. And down the main straight, 5/8 of a mile. And then while we were watching that, Treno got the run on Jesper and moved himself up to 3rd.
Yeah, looks like Jesper got a bad push exiting 2, and that allowed Treno to close right on him and make the pass into turn 3.
Interesting enough, right?
The top 5, I mean, they're there. Actually, the top 6, it's only 0.3 of a second between all of them.
And there is the first of your pitters right there. Demerit coming in, going to lap 29. So that is very early for him.
Very early.
Treno to the lead.
Treno to the lead. And it should be enough, I think, for a 2-stopper.
Interesting enough, there's a neighborhood right behind the turn 3 grandstands, a residential neighborhood. So when they talk about wanting to do night racing here in Indianapolis, believe it or not, and how were you surprised to find out, and there comes Demerit, or Wilhite down pit road, how were you surprised when you got to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, how much residential housing is around the place?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that way, but there is a lot of housing right next to the track. And actually, I parked my car, my rental over there. I mean, I thought it was super, super close, but it ended up being a 40-minute walk. But still, in a car, it is really, really close to the track.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're not going to see probably night racing anytime soon at Indianapolis.
No.
Not with all the...
sure the neighborhood wouldn't allow it.
Well, and here comes some more pit stops. There comes Phillip Kraus on pit road, swapping for the lead here. We got Malechka on pit road. Look at Frankie Franchica back there hitting pit road as well. Yeah, and also not to slight Speedway or the neighborhoods around the Speedway, because it is a city of Speedway, or the town of Speedway. It's a municipality that sits within Marion County, or Hamilton County, Marion County, excuse me. That's I live in Hamilton County. Marion County there, which is where Indianapolis is another municipality there, but it's basically part of Indianapolis. But the parts north of the racetrack, little seedy. So you don't want to stay out late at night in some of those areas. Immediately around the racetrack are not too bad, but all down Georgetown Road, there's residential areas there, and you're right. They like to offer up their front yards for about 20 or 30 bucks a pop for your car for parking. But you're right, getting a chance to park next to the racetrack, at least that's half the battle. That gets you there, and then, of course, you have to walk when you're inside. But pit stops are happening as we watch Phillip Kraus now rejoining between right behind the battle here with Will Height and Demerit. Still up front, Jesper Orman, and he's pulling that group right with him, and Brandon Trano. So they were saving a lot of fuel back there, at least. Oh, look at those guys in the back peel off really quick. Henry Bennett,
Akabwesik, Craig, Martin, Kubovsky, and Fernandez, they're all pitting. But yeah, I mean, this could be a net game for Joshua Chin and Phillip Cross, because Will Height and Demerit, they came to the pits early, of course. They found themselves on track together, like glued to it. And now Phil Cross is right with them, and let's see how it works once everything cycles back on.
Let's take a look at the leaders around lap traffic. Sorry, I didn't cut you off right there. We got Brendan Trano around lap traffic right now. We got Andrew Marquez, who is just coming back up to speed. And let's see if Trano got down to 55. It looks like he did. He might have wheel hopped it a little bit. And coming down with him is Jesper Orman, and also in this group, that is Kevin Burrell, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, Trano, Orman, and Burrell in the pits, and that's something that Will Height and Demerit just didn't have to deal with. And also, Brofield, Lichtenberg, Oster, and Newsom, they're the ones that are still on track, so it looks like I5G was really playing that long game.
Brophy, Team Private Label, your leader right now. Probably looking to pit anytime. Here he comes. Molechka pitting also as well. This might be... Is this a second stop from Molechka? Did he speed? No?
Seems that way, yeah.
He misses a spot. He spins. Oh, this is day done for Robert, unless there's a caution. This is done day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a lot of work just thrown away right there. RM3 done with a coming in and getting an odd pit angle. So back up to the front, Mr. Arca Brake.
Yeah,
he is now hitting pit road, and along with him is his teammate Alexis Newsom. So they are getting the most mileage right here. Now Jacob Oster actually is, he's the one that's getting the most by far. 36 laps on this current stint. He is your leader. And now this guy is really waiting for that caution to happen, because he will trap almost the entire field a lap down.
Wow, what a mileage. Lichtenberg is done, Newsom is done. They're going back on track.
Yep, here comes Oster. And we definitely know by watching in Lionheart, the Lionheart IndyCar Series, when they had their Indy 500 here, that Alexis Newsom has a skill of saving fuel like probably short of Scott Dixon. She managed to go an entire eliminate an entire pit stop from her strategy in the Lionheart Series en route to her win there at Indianapolis. Oster in. That's going to turn the lead over to Jesper Orman right now with Brandon Trano, and Sano Trano on his 6th, now at his 3 o'clock, now at his 1 o'clock, and now at his 12. And Jacob Oster coming out of the pits trying to keep up with the leaders. He's going to get past there in the South Chute.
Yeah, that didn't work out that great for Jacob Oster. He's dropping all the way to P11.
Actually, kind of hurting in that pit stop situation. Chris Wilhite, he's down to 7th.
Wilhite down to 7th. Demerit is up to 5th, and now battling with Lichtenberg there for P4, his teammate. So it's Trainer, Orman, Brophy, Lichtenberg, and Demerit after pit stops. There is a little bit of separation from, the top 6 to 7th, which is Wilhite right now, around 6/10. And then all those guys are grouped together, and there's a little bit of a gap to Rashad Craig there on P13. But they're still very close together. I mean, after pit stops, they're doing great.
Oh, we got Team Distinct in chat, so we'll do them a favor here and go back to 14th. There's Kevin Burrell, their teammate. He is done with his pit stop, currently in 14th. He is separating between Rashad Craig for position in that green car right in front of him, and Andrew Marquez right behind him in an NHR eSports car. This might be a good time because we see that Team Watson Racing logo on the back there of the Team Distinct. Do a little side-by-side and pay the bills. Don't forget today's broadcast sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. Check them out. We're going to go side-by-side as we'll watch action here on the racetrack. And we're back, and we see Brandon Traino now approaching Robert Molechka, who is now looking at going another lap down, or at least in danger of going another lap down. He could really use a caution right about now. But it looks like Traino has actually put some distance between himself and Jesper, and I think part of that has to do is he's caught the draft of Robert Molechka.
Yeah, he sure has. That's exactly the difference right now. And once they go by Molechka, then I think we're going to see the same thing, and they're going to be able to catch back up. Something else that I was taking a look at is Alexis Newsom. She's down all the way to 17th. I'm sure she didn't get the best pit entry or pit exit even.
Well,
but,
I'm looking at
all that work that she did. She's going to have to do it again.
Yeah, I'm looking at some happened on pit road. She might have sped on the way out. I'm showing a 39.8 seconds pit road time, 0.3 in the box. So something happened, and it has now put her deep into the field. Still time, plenty of time. We're about to halfway now through this race, exactly halfway now through this race, and we'll see if she has time to recover. Right in front of her, Seb Alexander. I was working with Seb and Jesper, spotting them for a race here a couple days ago. And it's funny, I said, watch the leader and make sure he doesn't pull a Scott Goodyear. And Seb Alexander acted like Captain America in the Avengers, and he goes, I know that reference now. So he's catching on. But if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, Scott Goodyear, of course, in the 95 Indy 500, passed the pace car and ended up giving the win to Jacques Villeneuve or whatever, however Paul Page wants to say it. But yeah, so when I say poles to Scott Goodyear, that's very simply just passing the pace car before the track goes green.
So right now, Traino is now working with Robert Molechka there.
Boy, we got a heck of a battle behind them, though. They are spread out 2-3 wide points.
Yeah, Brendan Lichtenberg was taking a look inside of Jason Brophy there for a second. And the Merritt right behind him.
Now I know what Robert's trying to do here. RM3 is trying to definitely keep himself at the 1 lap point, and otherwise he goes down a second lap if he gets passed again. But there is the whole etiquette part of, you got guys battling for the lead right behind you. So how much do you throw into this battle by just trying to keep yourself a lap down? These guys racing with each other a lot. There's a lot of trust out there. So, ooh, Demerit, man, getting right up on the wall on the exit of 2.
Very, very close, and now just on the 6 of Lichtenberg, and now going for the high line. Let's see if I'm not sure if he's trying to complete a pass or just trying to get a little bit of clean air.
Might be clean air, because, he is attacking his teammate right now, so you do attack your teammate slightly different.
Yep.
As the saying goes, there are 2 rules to racing your teammate. Rule 1, never wreck your teammate. Rule 2, see Rule 1.
Well, that's how it should be.
Now that's IndyCar teammates. That's definitely not the case when it comes to Formula One. Teammates.
No.
If you're watching this and you're like, bah, teammates hate each other. In Formula One, they do. In IndyCar, your teammate is really your best friend. Oh, who is that? Was that Chin? He might have hit the wall on the exit of 4. He got really squirrely. There was a puff of smoke there. He got really close. I don't know if you'll be able to check his replay and see that on corner 4. Maybe did he hit do you hear the contact sound?
Looking back, no, he was really, really close, like a couple inches close, but no contact.
So Chin by the hair of his chinny chins, not on the wall at a turn 4.
And looks like Phil Cross just went by Jason Brophy. So move Phil Cross to P5. That's
I told you. He's going to come. He's going to be there at the end. He was coming. Here he comes. And I just watch this guy every race in the Lionheart IndyCar Series. And there's you call some drivers out there a weapon. Well, he is a special weapon because he has talent that just others don't really have for some reason, and he's able to bring these cars deep in a field, even in a fixed setup race where they push and they plow like the snow plows you see in Buffalo right now, and he could bring them up to the front somehow. I have no idea how he does it, but he is a special talent and he is a special weapon, that's for sure.
Now there seems to be a tiny bit of separation between Lichtenberg and Demerit. Not sure if that's per design or if something is happening with Demerit. He has the oldest tires of the field, so that could be something. He was benefiting from that last time by because he was up front, getting only clean air. But now I can see that Phil Cross is trying to make a move. He's really close to him. He tried to go to the outside, but very smart. Demerit also went half a lane up.
Here comes Brophy. Brophy's got a run on him.
Yep, Brophy got a great run.
This is private label on private label violence right here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to duck back behind.
Yeah.
Now, interesting. Let's go back up front here. And one of the things that Trano is in a very good position to do, luxury-wise, is he's willing, it looks like, to tolerate RM3 up there, as provided that he can improve his fuel number. That's kind of what it's looking like to me. And he's going to ride along with them. Let's hop on board. Let's see how these revs look. Well, he's going to go full speed right on by.
I mean, you're going to want to go full speed on the front stretch, but then save a tiny bit on the north chute and the south chute, and that should be enough. I mean, that's going to help his fuel numbers quite a bit. And while we were talking about that, both Phillip Cross and Jason Brophy went by Christopher Demerit, so there's definitely something happening with Demerit. I think it's the tires. At this point, they're very worn out, and he's probably looking to go to the pits as soon as he can. But there's still quite a bit of racing to go.
We are riding along with him right now, and he, to be honest, he sounds and feels loose.
Yep. Yeah, that car does not.
You can hear.
Actually, it wants to turn quite a bit. Wants to turn more than it should.
Yeah, that's a sign of being loose right there. I actually on the audio here have the tire sound turned up quite a bit, which is normally that gives you that indicator of loose or whatever, and it sounds loose to me. I could be wrong, but that will. I mean, if he's having a hard time with the setup, that would impact why that he's got passed by 3 other cars. So move Lichtenberg up to 3rd. Phillip Kraus the 4th. Brophy is now rounding out your top 5 there. DeMerit 6th. Oh, Chris Wilhite underneath him. Chris Wilhite. Getting underneath a loose car is pretty dangerous.
It is pretty dangerous. Also because Wilhite also has older tires. I mean, they're both the first guys.
They're among the oldest tires. You're right. They are among the most oldest tires on the track.
And Joshua Chin right behind them. He is also in that same group with the really old tires. Lap 29 for Chin and Wilhite, and lap 28 for Merritt. So they should be around 3 laps, maybe 4 or 5, to see these guys dive into the pits for their final pit stop.
Side by side, DeMerit struggling, getting close there in the south chute. Sorry.
Oof. Now next in line would be Henry Bennett. Look at the run that he gets. He's going to go to the outside. Yeah, I know. DeMerit is really fighting a Neil handling car. Doesn't want to turn or turns too much.
I think it's turning too much. Here comes Jacob Oster.
It's I think it's Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett, Oster following through.
Right behind him. Yep.
Yeah, Oster's going to follow him through, and I'm going to see DeMerit probably give him a lot more room and leeway.
Yeah.
More than he did for Bennett, let's put it that way. And now we move DeMerit down to 10th, and Akabuezi now looking at the backside of Christopher DeMerit, who has fallen all the way from the top 5, now hanging on by a thread to top 10. And man, he is now 22 laps into his current stint, and he's probably about 7 laps away from pitting at the earliest if he wants.
Right, yeah, I cannot do math. Alexis Newsom also has been moving up. She was down to 17th, up to P14, trying to make something happen, and she's close to this battle as well.
I think everyone's just kind of backing up at the attenuator of DeMerit at the moment. And then it happens. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything against the skill set of DeMerit. We've seen his skill set. He's proved himself many times.
And he's car number 1 in here for a reason.
Yeah, he's car number 1 here for a reason. Yep.
And he's there for a reason. But I mean, tires and circumstances, they can play you, and give you a Neil handling car, and then that's race over. Basically,
yeah, it's just a bad hand at the poker table at the moment right now. So yeah, this battle behind P10 DeMerit is Akabuezi 11th, AJ Musselman 12th, Craig 13th, Newsom 14th, and the distinct guys, here he comes. Here's your boy up into the top 15, and he's going to join this battle momentarily, and he might have a shot of picking off a few cars if they start backing up.
There we go. Alexis Newsom is the first one going to the pits.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right
there. Probably going to try a short fill, maybe jump out in front of everybody here. This will get her to the end, that is for sure. We're within that 30-lap window of the end. Get back out front, watch the leaders here. So a race first coverage of the Indy Open Series is sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. Visit teamwatsonracing.com for all the setups you need for the Indy Open Series and more. Use the code WATSON39 for 5% off your next purchase. That's WATSON39, W-A-T-S-O-N. And we want to thank James Watson and his team for their ongoing support of our Indy Open coverage this season. If you're just joining us, this is Race First Coverage, special Friday coverage of the Indy Open Series Top Split, with coverage sponsored by Team Watson Racing, coming to you from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We completed 59 of 85 laps, getting ready to look at the next round of pit stops. If you have not done so already, after tonight, you will have 2 more opportunities to donate to our Race First Indy Open Broadcast Fund. If you're watching right now and haven't donated to the program, we would greatly appreciate your support. Donations can be made via the GoFundMe link in the description. If you can get a chance to do that, we would greatly appreciate that. And we got 2 more opportunities after tonight. So we go to Watkins Glen, and we'll wrap the season up at Texas. More cars hitting pit road.
Yeah, the married Musselman and Seb Alexander went to pit road last time by. I'm sure that the married was really happy to finally hit pit road. Kevin Burrell, Andrew Marquez currently on pit road. And yeah, I mean, for Alexis Newsom, there is that old adage of try to be the first one to pit last. That can, give you a great track position.
Yeah, look at it right there.
That tires do matter, so it's a little bit of a risky strategy, but...
Whoa, 3 wide at the line. Here comes Treno down low in the 1. Wow. Wow.
I think Jesper Orman had enough.
I think Jesper kind of backed out of that one, and now I know why one of Treno's teammates calls him Insano, because I might have been a bit early to make that move, but here's the man with a number of wins here in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, virtually speaking, decides to go 3 wide on the lap traffic, sending it into turn 1 and gets the positions, but now Alexis Newsom getting back around Treno to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. Here comes Robert Malechka to third, RM3 to pit road. He is going to go 2 lap down. He's going to stay there. Oh, and we saw some tire smoke locking up back there. Who else? We got that.
Peter Kubaski, Phillip Cross, Henry Bennett also hitting pit road.
Yeah, Kraus was the one that I saw was right behind. I was wondering if he was going to run into the back of RM3, but seems to be clear. RM3 down and away. Oh, Philip Kraus, long stop, penalty stop. Philip Kraus.
Yeah, that's the speeding, definitely. Oh man, he had been putting on a show for us. He had been he made his way all the way as Treno. He's now hitting pit road.
Philip, man, you're making me look bad, man. You're making me look bad. I was touting you up. Here comes your leader.
It's the money stop.
It is. Yeah, this is the money stop. And remember, it's not called money stop for me. This is exactly where Scott Dixon lost the Indy 500 this year. This is exactly where he lost it. So here comes Treno. Insano Treno, after going 3 wide at the line with lap traffic, because he can. Down and away with his final stop. And he will rejoin just out in front of a pretty disappointed Philip Kraus.
Jesper Orman and Jason Brophy now hitting pit road. Let's see where they cycle back in. I mean, Treno had a 1.2 second lead. I mean, that's what you get when you're doing those 3 wide moves. That really sets a difference. I mean, wow.
Back up to the lead, Mr. Arca Brake. Brendan Lichtenberg, he is your leader at the moment. He is 28 laps into his current stint. His teammate Jacob Oster, I believe he was one of the long drivers last time. He's at 27. What do you see?
Jason Brophy, while entering his pit stall, he braked and went a little too deep. Had to back it up. That's going to cost him around 2 to 3 seconds. That's a little bit of a heartbreak. Not race ending, but it's certainly going to put him back a little bit.
It's the money stop.
Yep. And Orman is merging back right behind Treno, but also Philip Kraus. Oh, well, Philip Kraus is a lap down, unfortunately, but he's right in the mix here with Treno and Orman.
So looking up back at the front, Brendan Lichtenberg, he is now P1. His teammate Jacob Oster, P2. They are buried in traffic at the moment right now. They might want to, if they can, pit a little bit early just to be clear of this thing, but they're going to stick it out. Lichtenberg 29, now 30 laps into his current stint. Oster 29 laps in his current stint. And they are losing time to Brendan Treno. Brendan Treno coming off of corner number 2, down the backstretch, now into corner number 3. With this battle up front of Lichtenberg and Oster, they are just behind them. They're coming off of 2 down the backstretch. So they're continuing to lose time here in this group. Last time by, Lichtenberg a 40.8, Oster a 40.7, Trano, well, he's at a 40.8, so he's really not losing much time. So they should, you know what that means? Is just stay out there and run her out.
Yeah, run her out. Seems to be losing a little bit of time on the front stretch or in the back stretch, but then things kind of accordion themselves out, and last time by 49 for 40.9 for Lichtenberg, 40.9 for Oster, and 40.8 for Trano, so maybe a 10th there. I don't know. I would pit. But, if you can run long, that means you're going to have a smaller or a shorter time in your pit stall. So that's also a strategy. Yeah, we were talking about it.
It is called short filling, and here is the battle for the lead in one. Jesper Orman now your leader at the south end of the racetrack.
For the virtual race lead, right?
Yeah, this is for the virtual race lead. We got Lichtenberg and Oster. They are battling, but they still have to pit. So if you think about going back, go ahead.
Yeah, now last time by Lichtenberg 41.1, Oster 41.0, and Brandon Trano did a 40.6. So that was 4/10 that time by. If short feeling,
here they come. Yeah, both the teammates are coming in here. So if you remember watching the end of the Indy 500 in 2021, I think Sato and I can't remember who else was out there late, but it seemed like they were leading, but the cameras weren't even on them, and everyone was watching the battle between Castro Neves at the front there. And so everyone was watching for the virtual lead. That's kind of where I was watching there too, because I know those guys had to stop. But so here, and we're going to watch the lead change itself right here as these guys going down the front straight. Here is another swap for the lead virtually. Orman now shown at the top of the pylon. Trano now P2, Chris Wilhite P3. So the IAR guys have stormed their way up to now first and third. But there's another car in the battle. There's a couple different cars here in the battle. You see Phillip Kraus in there. You see Robert Rolechka in there. I believe we got Frankie Franchica. That's the other car that's in that battle. Yep, that's Frankie Franchica. And then you have P3 Chris Wilhite. Right behind him, Henry Bennett, and then Josh Chin, now the P5. So you're going to want to see Wilhite, Bennett, and Chin are going to want to see or get around this lap traffic as soon as possible. And right now, it doesn't seem the lap traffic is willing to yield much in the way of any position whatsoever right now. And Josh Chin, gets the pass on Henry Bennett, move him up to P4.
Move him up indeed. And I was looking, where did these guys merge back in? Brendan Lichtenberg is P6.
Brendan Lichtenberg, he is right at the back of this battle right there. There he is.
And now he has the best tires of all of them.
And the lightest car, or should be one of the lightest cars.
Yeah, for sure. So he was 1.5 seconds back to Henry Bennett. He just demolished that in half. It's now half a second behind Henry Bennett. So
what happened to Oster? Oster must have had a bad pit stop because he came at the same time. Yeah, looking at the stats, Brendan Lichtenberg a 34 flat on pit road, 8.1 in the box. Oster a 39.2 on pit road, 13.5 in the box. So something critical happened to Oster to cost him 2 positions to Brophy and Newsom. So move, and now we're watching the battle here between Brophy and Newsom as they are battling out.
Sounds like maybe he could have had a little bit of wing damage. We know that takes exactly 5 seconds to repair. So it could have been that entering pit stop or something somewhere. He got a tiny bit of damage, because even if you were to fully, fuel the tank, it wouldn't take five additional seconds. So
right,
weird that it happened to Jacob there.
And hats off to the skill set of all these drivers right now. I'm going to go ahead and give them the broadcaster jinx. We have gone green the entire way, folks. Green the entire way.
Brophy now coming back on, making the move on Alexis Newsom.
There's a camera shot right from my favorite seats in the house, right there at the top of turn 4. you get a chance to visit the Speedway for any of the days where they have open seating, get up there in the top of Turn 4. You will enjoy those seats.
And back to Lichtenberg. He's the man on a mission. He just went by Henry Bennett easily. And now he's up to P5 and very close, and closing even further on Joshua Chin there for P4.
Yeah, Phil Kraus and Robert Malechka concede to the faster leaders, and they get out of the way. And now, those guys. Yeah, that was very good of them. And now we almost have a 6-car straight battle going on. Just a little bit more distance between Wilhite to Drano, but everyone is right together right now.
But it's go time. Great move from Malechka and Phil Kraus that were there to concede for these guys. So we have 10, 11 laps to go.
Yeah.
12 maybe. So it's go time. And again, Lichtenberg making all kinds of moves, getting super close to Joshua Chin there, trying the outside now.
Yeah, he's going to get a run on him here. That's for sure. This is an intense team rivalry here. Private label I5G. Off the racetrack, friends. On the racetrack, bitter enemies.
He's going to get a great run here.
Oh, yes, you can see it right there as he gets a run. He had to pull out rather quick.
Yeah, but he had to lift just a tiny bit to avoid running into the back of him.
And the thing is, he pulls out to a wall of air. Meanwhile, Chin is in the slipstream of Wilhite.
He's going to stay on the outside. Out there we go.
That was a good run. And he gets the position. And now he's going to have a bit of a run on Wilhite.
A great run on Wilhite, and Wilhite doesn't have that much air in front of him. So Lichtenberg, he's going to make it happen in turn 1.
No, Wilhite gave him no inches whatsoever there. Once again, everyone, if you're just joining us, we are into the last 10 laps here at Indianapolis. This is Race First special Friday coverage of what we normally would have the Saturday 1 p.m. Eastern top split of the Indy Open Series, with coverage sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. We're coming to you from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're currently watching a battle between fourth, third for Lichtenberg and Wilhite side by side through turn 4. Down the main straight, Lichtenberg gets the spot, and now he's looking at P1 and P2 right in front of him. Help show your support for Race First. Become a member of our Patreon page today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. And this is getting exciting, folks. Third place is on a charge.
Third place is definitely in a charge. Lichtenberg has been doing all kinds of moves. Again, basically getting rid of that, difference that he had to all those other folks. It seemed that he was going to be stuck in traffic, but he's now all the way up here, and he now has a decision to make. Does he want to, force himself right now?
He is.
Or does he want to wait?
He's going. No, he's going. We're going to go 3 wide at the line. And he's going to the lead.
And he's going to the lead.
I told you he wasn't waiting.
No, well, we said it. It's the go time. Let's see if those better tires, newer tires, are going to be able to, keep Drano at bay. But Drano is coming back now.
And now we've got Josh Chin on the inside of Wilhite. He's actually brought that second group into the battle. Again, Wilhite up top, giving 0 inches to Chin, side by side through turns 3 into the chute. Now single file through 4, down the main straight. Here comes Henry Bennett. So that battle that Chin just got himself into. 3 wide in the 1. We get back here and watch this battle. Oh, my goodness. And Orman makes it stick and work. 7 laps to go.
Wow.
It's tough to keep the battle. Where do you want to watch? We got the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're running 3 wide down the backstretch.
Drano
here's that 3 wide here in the middle.
And clear.
And clear.
And now I think Jesper is going to be able to get a good run here. Not sure if it's going to be enough to force the 3 wide again.
Here we go again. Here we go again. 3 wide of the line. Going into 1. Full send.
That's going to be a little bit better for Lichtenberg. He's going to be able to keep the lead.
Yeah, the high side was the way to go. And you saw Jesper's car sliding.
Yeah, tiny bubble from Jesper. That's amazing car control, honestly. And now we're back to
Traino back to 3, going 3 wide to 3. Oh! Jesper kind of put a bit of a block on at Lichtenberg. Phillip Kraus now, Chin now up to P4, so he's going to be part of this battle. 6 laps to go, plenty of time to join. Henry Bennett now coming along. Jesper down low. Now, what? Do you think Lichtenberg used his tires to get up to this battle, and now they're all used up?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just taking a tiny breather, but we're gonna see him back again. He has it's 5 laps better tires than the other guys. So
okay, all right.
Maybe he used them up a tiny bit, but I think they at worst they were even. I think it has a tiny bit of advantage.
Coming to 4 laps to go, 10 miles, 3 wide at the line. This is not the start of the 500. This is the finish of the Indy Open Strength of Field race here on Friday. A sporting 4,400K Strength of Field number covering this entire field. Someone's going to come away with some big iRating and some big points in the championship. But we're not worried about the championship. It's all about wins here at Indianapolis. 3 wide into 3 at the north end of the racetrack.
Traino back to the lead.
Yep, Jorman did a very, very defensive job by kind of holding back Lichtenberg there a little bit. Lichtenberg's got a high side run. He's going to have to run down the main straight. He's going to run out. Oh, here comes Jorman. Jorman comes out with the forces the high side. 3 wide of the line again.
And now that really did bring Joshua Chin back here. I mean, a couple of laps ago, he was maybe half a second behind these guys, but now he's there. So he's going to get a great run. We might see even 4 wide.
Well, they often say that the toughest 4 laps in racing are the 4 qualification laps that you have here at Indianapolis, solo laps. Well, how about this? The last 4 laps, these guys going 3 wide at both ends of the racetrack. Now coming to 2 to go. 5 miles.
At this point, I mean, Traino has been doing a fantastic job because most of the time he's the one leading the group. I mean, yeah, they're going through wide, they're swapping the lead back and forth. Now this time he switched it up. He went to the inside, nobody passed him. That's trying different things and it might work for him. Now a little bit of snaking here.
Yeah, we got the snake going to the inside, to the old IRL line. Lichtenberg really holds his line. That's really not a bad thing to do. Here comes Jesper. Jesper can get really low in these turns. There was a lot of downforce in those IAR cars. They can really rotate. Here we come. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Indianapolis. Who is going to win it? It's going to be a 3-way battle at the line.
Oh, the space is closing quickly. Jesper Orman thought of sending it through wide there, but that space is really close.
There goes Lichtenberg up high. Traino, your leader, off of 2. Half a lap to go.
Here, Lichtenberg's going to get a great run here. Orman, an even better one. He goes all the way to the top.
He's going to use that high line going through 3. He's going to get the momentum going into 3, into the short straight.
He wrecks. But Lichtenberg is still on Traino 6. Let's see who gets the better run. Traino is going to be snaking back and forth. They're going to come side by side.
And Traino, that was a very reminiscent of the 92 Indy 500 finish right there in terms of the way the cars were aligned at the finish. Great run by Traino. He further cements his role as the man at Indianapolis here in these virtual racing cars. Brendan Lichtenberg, Mr. Arca Break, the blonde bomber, finishes second. Joshua Chin worked his way up 20 spots, folks, 20 spots to P3 as the bottom step of the podium there for Team Private Label. Woo.
Oh man, I thought that move was going to work from Jesper.
Yeah, it just gets
down P5. I mean,
yeah, and it just gets really, really, really tight up there, and I'm sure that just after a while, it's a matter of inches, and he just kind of ran out of inches, and we got cars destroying themselves as they're coming on the pit road. Come on, guys, just park them. But let's go ahead and let's get a look at today's final standings here from Indianapolis. real quick here, as the overlay is giving me nothing but grief right now. That's okay. That's okay. We're in the process of getting rid of this overlay. That's the work that Antonio is helping us out with right now. But let's take a look at the final results here from Indianapolis. Brandon Traino, Insano Traino, with the another win here on Race First. This time here at Indianapolis. Here on the oval for the Indy Open Strength of Field race for this week. Brendan Listerberg, Mr. Arca Brake, P2. Joshua Chin, or as one of my peers likes to say, the king of chins, P3. Henry Bennett, nice drive for him. Very quietly up there all day long, up 5 spots. So he started in the top 10, and he was right here all day long. Finishes 4th. Jesper Orman, he gets a kiss, all right. It's just not the kiss from the 500 Queen. He gets the kiss from the turn 3, or actually the North Short Chute wall, and that's not the one he wanted, and it's going to cost him the race. P5, Chris Wilhite, he was also up there all day long. Of course, P6, Alexis Newsom drove a fantastic race. Not sure what really issue she had mid-race, but gets it up to 7. Jacob Oster finishes 8th. Brophy 9th. Demerit with an ill-handling car. Looks like the second half of the race down to 10th. AJ Musselman, very quiet race. It works his way to 11th. Rashad Craig in the points championship for the Indy Open Championship. P12, Kevin Burrell in the distinct car there. P12, P13, Aquabuezi. P14, Marquez. P15. Further on down, Clinton Martin in the Scours car in 16th. Didn't see much of Peter Kubutsky in that Barbie car, but he brings it home 17th. Seb Alexander in another IIR car in 18th. Carlos Fernandez 19th. Uglinix 20th. Kraus 21st. Fortunately, because of that issue on pit road, Frankie Franchica 22nd. DL Lemon 23rd. And Robert Malechka also with issues during the race, finishing 24th.
Whew. What a race.
All right.
Well, shout out to Alexis Newsom. I mean, we were talking about her. She did a great job moving all the way from the back to the front. Then had that weird issue that we didn't really understand what happened to her. Went all the way back to P17 and comes home P7. So she went back to the through the field twice, and great job. And also Joshua Chin, what a race! Those guys making up a ton of positions on track. Indianapolis never disappoints, man.
No, it doesn't. And I don't think we're going to see any of these drivers for an interview, which is fine. They're over in their team channels and on their own team feeds probably celebrating. So congratulations to them. So we could probably wrap up our coverage here a little early here. But real quick, let's go ahead and bring our winner's car at least up on the screen so we can give us some final thoughts here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway before we move on to what's going to be the closing rounds to the championship here, as the Indy Open Championship only has 2 weeks to go. Your thoughts about Indianapolis? Obviously, we were both kind of at the end there, sighing for relief. It went caution free, but man, that last lap could have gone many, many different ways, and it stayed pretty clean.
Yeah, it sure could have. And, kudos to these drivers. They are the best of the best, and it clearly shows in here. This is not an easy track to race side by side in, and they make it look easy. And it's not necessarily easy per se. I think we saw great racing all over. I was a little scared due to the new scan maybe not giving room to that top lane to work, and it definitely did work, and it worked wonders. Gave us great racing throughout, and then those closing laps, that battle between Lichtenberg, Traino, and Jesper Orman, and then Joshua Chin that joined. That was edge of your seat
kind
of thing. It was amazing, and
it certainly
super
was.
Respectful also.
Next week, going to Watkins Glen using the Cup configuration. I got to say, it's going to be, knowing these Indy Open guys, we're probably going to be seeing some incredibly fast lap times.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But if they're using the Cup layout, I'm going to toss a couple races in there. I love that layout.
Yeah, that's going to be
I'm terrible on the boot, but I'm really good on.
Yeah, it's not a very technical course. I think the most technical portion of that race course is probably the maybe the bus stop chicane. But yeah, so these guys, of course, in Indy Open drivers, probably have that place pretty well mastered. So we're going to probably see a fantastic race next week as we go back to our normal time at 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays to finish this season up. We go to Watkins Glen, and then we go to deep in the heart of Texas for the closing round, much like they did in the old IRL days when they used to finish the season at Texas. So any final thoughts before we wrap up, and then we'll get everyone on their way?
Man, Watkins Glen, well, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And again, going back to Indy, this place is special. And this combination, this car, the Dallara IR18 and this track, I mean, I don't think there's anything that beats this combination on the service, on iRacing. So yeah, and seeing these guys, the best of best, going at it, we were in for a treat, and we really got what we were expecting and more. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, and that's about it for my side.
All right. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium from Indianapolis is Brendan Treno is your winner by 0.016 over Brendan Lichtenberg. 0.16. And then Josh Shin was just a little more than just a tenth behind that final batter. So if that was a real IndyCar race, that would have been probably one of the closest 1, 2, 3 finishes we've seen in IndyCar history at the track. I'm willing to bet. So pretty close. So great driving by all three of those guys. Of course, it could have been wadded up many different ways in that last lap, and they kept it off each other and brought home a clean victory. So congratulations to the podium. Join Raceverse again next week for round 11 of the Indy Open Series Championships. We head to Watkins Glen in the Lightning Fast Cup configuration. Coverage returns this Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, that is next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on youtube.com/Raceverse. As always, checks the official iRacing schedule or our channel for the correct time in your area. Hey, Raceverse coverage of the Indy Open Series is sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. Visit teamwatsonracing.com for all the setups you need for the Indy Open season. Use the code WATSON39 for 5% off your next purchase. Hey, we love bringing these races to you. They're not easy. They require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and have enjoyed our coverage of the Indy Open Series, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our Indy Open Series broadcast fund. Also, you can become a member of our Raceverse Patreon today. Visit patreon.com/Raceverse to become a member. We do realize times are tough, so any contribution we greatly appreciate. We thank you for watching and making us a part of your Saturdays, in this case Friday, each and every week. And don't forget, we only have 2 more weeks left in the season, so your opportunity to donate, if you have not done so already, is running out. So we would greatly appreciate it if you could dig deep for us here late in the season. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support Raceverse with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below and let us know about tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. And believe me, guys, boys, this track and this race definitely deserves that thumbs up right there. If you're new, click subscribe while you're at it. But while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you don't miss out more of Raceverse iRacing programming, including Season 4 of 2022, the Monday Night Indy Fix Top Split, which will be here at Indianapolis once again on Monday. And starting on December 7th, it's the return of the Revolution Indy League Schaefer's IndyCar Series, as they'll open their series at Homestead Miami Speedway. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge on all of iRacing. Raceverse, we know what Indy means. For business inquiries and to learn more about Raceverse and what we do, visit raceverse.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. You can follow all of our Twitter handles right here at the bottom of the screen right now. We'd be grateful to talk to you about anything racing almost at any time, day or night. But there are times when I want to sleep, so don't get me in the middle of the night, really. But I'll answer you later. I really will. So for Antonio Estrada, everyone at Raceverse, I'm Gary Gotso saying to all, thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again next week back at our normal day and time, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, as we move to Watkins Glen for the next race of the Indy Open Series Championship. Good night.